What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Bob Arum, top ranks promoter, CEO, recently came out with a interview and stated that he thought Manny Pacquiao would defeat Floyd Mayweather Jr. if they fought in a rematch. And I agree with him. I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan, don't get it twisted. But if he comes back and fights Manny Pacquiao without having any kind of tune-up and jumps in with Manny Pacquiao, he will lose that fight. He's 43 years old. He hasn't had a real fight since he fought Andre Berto. What was that 2017? That's been over 2 years ago when he fought Andre Berto. I'm not going to count the Conor McGregor fight or the tension crybaby fight that he fought. Those were exhibition. Those were not real fighters. I'm talking about fighters fight at an elite level. Andre Berto, even though he was past his prime, he still was, I would say at that time, a top 10 welterweight. So for him to not fight a competitive fight against a professional fighter, a accomplished professional fighter at that, in 2 years, I think we'd be asking too much for Floyd Mayweather. Great as he is, Father Time is undefeated. He's 43 years old. Manny Pacquiao's 40. And Manny Pacquiao's obviously been in more fights and been in more wars. So Floyd Mayweather is more fresher, but the inactivity, the rust, I think will play a big part in that fight. And I think it would take Floyd Mayweather maybe 3 or 4 rounds, maybe to get his timing down and maybe knock that rust off. And during those 3 or 4 rounds, he would be, in danger in that fight of taking that straight left from Pacquiao, those combinations, the in and out. I think it'll take Floyd Mayweather a little bit longer. Usually Floyd Mayweather figures you out in the first couple of rounds. I think him being inactive, being rusty, it probably will take him longer to make that adjustment and start landing those counter punches and landing those straight rights that he throws. And I think it'll be more toward the middle part of the fight. I say 3 or 4 rounds. I think it actually be longer than that. But that's how I usually take Floyd Mayweather. It took him what 2 or 3 rounds to figure out Sugar Shane Mosley. It took him a little while to figure out Cotto. Cotto brought a different style to him, but all in all, he usually figures you out in the first 3 to 4 rounds. I think it actually will take him a little bit longer in this fight due to the inactivity and rust. And I think during that time he will be in danger. And if he gets through that period, I think he will be behind in the second half of the fight. And I think he probably could win some rounds in the second half, but Pacquiao, he's not like he's gonna pitch a shutout and beat Pacquiao every round in the second half of that fight. I don't see that happening. I think Pacquiao will still be able to, it'll be a lot of close rounds. I think Pacquiao will be able to steal a couple of close rounds and actually beat Floyd Mayweather in a unanimous decision. So I agree with the Ball father. I agree with him. I know that's gonna shock you a lot about it. If Floyd had been fighting and been active, or maybe during this time, of course I would pick Floyd Mayweather to beat him. He's the better fighter, the more skilled fighter, the better defensive fighter, and just better IQ fighter. So I would think he would win the fight if everything being equal if he had been active. But if the inactivity and the activity by Pacquiao fighting, he's probably gonna fight again early next year. I think that would be the difference in the fight. But we'll see, man. We'll see how it plays out, man. That's just my opinion on it. I don't think the fight's going to happen. I think Floyd Mayweather is a very smart guy. When I say got a smart IQ, I mean in the ring and outside the ring. The guy's smart. The guy's not going to take a fighter of that caliber of Manny Pacquiao and just jump in without having a tune-up. If he does ever decide to fight Pacquiao again, I guarantee you he will have one fight tune-up to get his timing down, get his rhythm, and then he would, based on how he looks and how he feels after that fight, if the time is there and he's able to get the rhythm back and he feels strong and didn't have a rough training camp, as far as age kicking in and stuff like that, then I think he would fight Pacquiao for that. But outside of that, I don't see him going straight into a Manny Pacquiao fight. So we'll see how it play out. But I think more realistic opponent for Manny Pacquiao is going to be the Errol Spence, Sean Porter winner, or Danny Garcia. I think that would be Manny Pacquiao next fight. Look for that to take place in January of 2020. That's where that fight to take place. It'll be on a Fox pay-per-view event. So I think that's the 2 matchups that you should be looking for toward Manny Pacquiao fighting early next year. So we'll see what happens, man. A lot of these guys, I've been hearing them on YouTube saying, man, Mayweather whooped Pacquiao, man. Mayweather, you see what happened in the first fight? Yeah, that was 4 years ago. Was that 2015? 2016? That was 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. So, you know, Mayweather was active back then. He was younger, active, and Pacquiao, he just came off of, you know, getting clipped by Juan Manuel Marquez. So it was everybody going into that fight felt that Floyd was going to win that fight, and he actually won that fight pretty comfortably. It was outside the first 3 or 4 rounds, which was kind of competitive. I think after that, it was pretty much all Mayweather. As a jab was the difference. You know, he kept Pacquiao balanced with the jab, made Pacquiao have to reset, and then when Pacquiao got close, grabbed Pacquiao, held him, pushed him back off of him, jabbed him, made him reset all night, and that's how he was able to win that fight. Pacquiao tried to set traps for him, but Floyd Mayweather was just too smart to fall into those traps. So that's just what it was. But that's just my 2 cents on it, man. The Bob father is right. I got to agree with him on this one. Manny Pacquiao would defeat Floyd Mayweather right now, especially if he goes straight into the Pacquiao fight without a tune-up. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.